Hello there, welcome to the Oil and Gas IQ news stream. I'm Adam Muspratt, the content editor of Oil and Gas IQ. You'll notice that me and Patrick are starting to avoid each other. That's because I borrowed a VHS tape from him in 2004 and I don't want to give it back. Well, on to the big news story of the week, in the UK at least. Fracking is making a return to the UK. In 2011, the controversial hydraulic fracturing process intended to reach some of the supposed trillions of cubic feet of shale gas under the UK, but that was halted. This was due to links between a fracking operation near Blackpool and two minor subsequent earthquakes. Now, just 7 years later, fracking is back on the British shale. Just days after two new wells in Lancashire were drilled, an injunction led by anti-fracking campaigners was lodged. The campaigners are being accused of a last-ditch attempt to delay the process, but the campaigners themselves are certain that there will be severe adverse effects on the environment and local residents if drilling commences. The firm behind this latest project, Driller, is actually the same firm back from the 2011 attempt. Francis Egan, CEO of Driller, said, "We are delighted to be starting our hydraulic fracturing operations as planned. If commercially recoverable, this will displace costly imported gas with lower emissions, significant economic benefit, and better security of energy supply for the UK. In other news, Saudi Arabia has implied that they'll use their petroleum wealth as a political tool. Such comments between the Saudis and the Western world, this time prompted by accusations surrounding the disappearance of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, have not been heard since the end of the 1973 embargo and ensuing oil crisis, where Saudi Arabia ceased imports to the US. Also in the news this week is the recovery of oil and gas production in the Gulf of Mexico following Hurricane Michael. With nearly 700 manned platforms in the affected area, the evacuation of personnel led to the marked decline in a production that is now steadily being reversed. The area's infrastructure is now 85% operational, up from 60% last week. That's all for the news this week. Be sure to check out some of the content we have on the website at the moment. A great article by Deli Ogun has been published on the site on the Nigerian and oil and gas sector and its future. Be sure to check it out for insight on the Petroleum Industry Bill, 2019 elections, key markets and more. Be sure to check out the website for the latest articles, news and reports, and remember to like, comment and subscribe to the Oil and Gas IQ newsletter for the latest info. Thank you and we'll see you next week. Hey, what do you want?
Have you seen my Rosie and Jim video?
You're not Patrick!